What's up, folks? Welcome back to the OTG YouTube channel. We're out here at the Covington Police Department shooting range with my co-worker. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, I'm Officer Peterson with the Covington Police Department. I'm the firearm instructor for the PD. Today we're going to be conducting the SRT qual that we run with our department.
So Pete and I work together at Covington. As you can see, we got the patch here up on the target. So a little bit about the target itself. It's made by Medusa Targets. I would highly recommend you check them out, whether you're a department or a training company. They make custom stuff. This was made to our parameters, and it's the Gen 1. We have a newer version of it, but we already bought 200 of these, so we're going to shoot these. It's got a 5-inch circle here for 2 points. Anything else in the white of the silhouette is 1 point, and then in the gray is a DQ, unless we're shooting the B version of the qual. Jason's going to tell you all about the qual in a minute, in which case missing this isn't a DQ, it's just not 2 points. You can scan the QR code here, and that will actually pull up the drill instructions, so you can have that QR code be whatever you want for your targets. And then of course the fellas at Medusa will go and plug in stuff here too, so you can scan this and it brings up the OTG YouTube channel. So it's pretty cool. The drill that we're shooting for Covington is closely based on what we used to shoot at East Baton Rouge, and we actually have Jason here to run us through the drill and tell us a little bit about it. So you want to take it away, Jay?
Yeah, so we basically built a course of fire for our SWAT guys to allow them, I guess, to kind of make sure that they're proficient. It's not an easy qual. It's not impossible. Jared and I have scored a couple of times. We've shot a perfect score of 100 on this particular qualification course, but it is challenging. The times are very strict. It's positional shooting, standing, kneeling. There'll be some facing movements left and right, and I'll talk about that as I kind of read through the course of fire. That way you guys can have a better understanding of what we're talking about. Like Jared mentioned, anything inside of the 2-point ring, anything inside of the circle is 2 points. Anything inside of the head box is also 2 points. We're just deducting a point here and a point here or whatever, just based on accuracy. We're trying to keep people consistent, and we're trying to keep them honest, and obviously accuracy is the name of the game. So real quick, I'll go through it. At the 50-yard line with the rifle, you're going to fire 2 rounds of the torso standing, 2 rounds of the torso kneeling. And what I mean by torso, we're going for the 2-point circle, not up here, over here, up here. The 2-point circle is our intended point of target. The reason we're shooting 2 rounds standing and 2 rounds kneeling from 50 yards is, again, we're moving up from a position of cover, moving up to a structure, and we take fire from that structure. So we fire those 2 rounds. Maybe I need to take cover at that position or behind an armored car or a TRV or Linco Bearcat, whatever you want to call it. I may need to take a kneeling position and fire the next 2 rounds. We do that in a total of 10 seconds. So 2 standing, 2 kneeling, 10 seconds. From there, we're going to run from the 50 yard to the 25-yard line and fire 2 rounds of the torso standing, 2 rounds of the torso kneeling in 12 seconds. So again, we start at the 50 on the command to fire when the target's face, or on the buzzer. We're going to run from 50 to 25, fire 2 rounds of the torso standing, 2 rounds of the torso kneeling at the 25-yard line. Again, simulating we're moving from a vehicle to a position of cover. We take fire. We can shoot 2 rounds standing, take a knee, and then shoot 2 rounds kneeling.
And that's that time includes the movement.
Oh, yeah, yeah, the movement time is included. So like I said, you got 12 seconds to do that drill from 50 to 25. At the 25-yard line, you're going to fire 2 rounds of the torso standing, right side barricade, conduct a reload, and fire 2 rounds of the torso standing, left side barricade in 12 seconds. I should preface and say, we'll give you the magazine loadout or the round count. It's 3 rifle mags of 10, and then 2 rifle mags of 10 for the pistol. I'm sorry, 2 pistol mags for 10. 3 rifle mags of 10, 2 pistol mags of 10. That way you run dry by the designated time. So again, I'm going to repeat that at the 25-yard line. You'll fire 2 rounds of the torso standing, right side barricade. You have to reload the rifle, fire 2 rounds of the torso, left side barricade. And what does that mean? That looks like, hey, I'm shooting. I ran out of rounds. So remember what is the things that we need whenever we're conducting a reload with the rifle? Time, distance, and cover. But at the 25-yard line, whenever we shoot this course of fire, you'll see that this barricade's already erect and they're upright, right? And setting so that we simulate, we shot 2, we need to take a position of cover, reload, and then pop out on the other side and shoot those 2 more. Much like the OTG qual where you shoot 2 and then 2 changing their positions. Yep, imagine that. That's kind of crazy.
The lineage there.
Okay, and then from the 25 to the 15, you're going to run to the 15-yard line, fire 2 rounds of the torso standing in 6 seconds. Again, that movement time is included. So remember, we're sprinting as fast as we can, maintaining muzzle discipline up or down, not flagging our buddy to our left to our right, moving with speed to the next yard line and fire those 2 rounds in 6 seconds. At the 15-yard line, we're going to face to our right and fire 2 rounds of the torso after completing a 90-degree turn. What that means is we're going to face a direction, and when the target turns or when the buzzer, you'll do a pivot drill, come up and present. And what does that look like? What do you think, Jared?
Like entering a room, button hooking, something like that.
Imagine that. Have you ever done a 90-degree pivot inside of a structure, Pete? Of course he has. So those we're simulating at a low ready, turning and then presenting that gun either from a high ready position or low ready position. We'll do that from the left and from the right side. And you've got 3 seconds to do that drill at the 15-yard line with the rifle. The next drill, we're going to start at the 15. We're going to run to the 7-yard line. We're going to fire 2 rounds at the torso with the rifle. The rifle should run dry if you loaded it correctly. Transition to pistol and fire 2 rounds at the torso in 8 seconds. Now, why didn't we reload the rifle? Well, because we're at the 7-yard line, and I think, and much like most people think, that within that type of distance, it's faster to transition from the rifle to the pistol, get that pistol out, than it is to reload the rifle at the 7-yard line. Remember, what are we lacking at the 7-yard line? Well, we're lacking time, distance, and cover. Those 3 things that we need to reload that rifle. So it's quicker to get rid of that stick, get that little gun up, and put 2 rounds at the torso in 8 seconds. Then after that drill, you'll reload your rifle with no time constraint. So we're at the 7-yard line. We're going to fire 4 rounds to the torso in 2 seconds. Now remember we talked about at the 7-yard line, if you scan, well no, this one has the updated.
It has, yeah.
So you'll fire 4 rounds to the torso. I haven't seen a whole lot of qualification courses that ask you to fire more than a pair or 3. The 3-round count would be 2 rounds to the torso, 1 round to the face, aka a failure drill, and they call it something else.
Mozambique, right?
Yeah, we're not from there, so we don't call it that shit. So we fire 2 rounds to the torso, 1 round to the face. That's a 3-round drill. I like to get a higher round count and make sure the guys are maintaining some kind of muzzle control and, recoil management. So I had them fire 4 rounds to the torso in 2 seconds. Should be pretty easy from 7-yard line with the stick, with the rifle.
And the OG version of that was just 1 round, 1 round, 1 round, 1 round.
Right.
And that was simulating hostage rescue stuff, right?
So we wanted to make it our own and give something to Covington that was unique. So I took out these particular drills. Now this is a great mechanical offset drill. So if you get this target, you can still use these to make sure people are understanding mechanical offset and the way these things work. The OG version that you and I used to shoot would be 1 round right dot, 1 round left dot, and then repeat 1 round left dot, 1 round right dot, no particular order. And you've got a couple of seconds to do that. Now we're going to start at the 7-yard line. While walking from the 7 to the 4, we're going to fire 2 rounds with the rifle to the torso in 3 seconds. So walking from 7 to 4 on the move, you're going to fire 2 rounds to the torso while walking from 7 to 4, and you've got 3 seconds to do that. And then we're going to walk backwards. The reason we're walking is, well, hell, you would walk anywhere in a house, right? So if we're moving through a hallway or through a room and the target presents itself or a suspect presents itself, we need to be able to shoot on the move. We're also going to do it while moving to the rear. So they'd be like, well, why would you ever walk backwards in a CQB environment? I don't know, maybe to get from the front of the house to position of cover, like where the TRV or the barricade is. So I don't want to be standing in the door, but like, man, I'm the only one standing here taking shots. I might want to move backwards and to present that rifle in a manner to shoot those couple of rounds while moving, right? Wouldn't that be a great idea? That's crazy. So we're going to walk backwards from 4 to 7 and fire 2 rounds at the torso in 2 seconds. Pretty easy stuff. With the rifle, going to fire 2 rounds at the torso, transition and fire 2 rounds at the torso with the pistol in 5 seconds. So the rifle should be completely empty at that point. So there's your 30-round round count. So we're going to present the rifle, fire 2 rounds at the torso. Again, we're at that 7-yard line. Transition to pistol and fire 2 more rounds in 5 seconds. Now that the rifle's empty, we're going to tell everybody, hey, take your magazines out, ensure the bolt closes on a safe empty chamber because we don't want any more. If some dude miscounted or his TISM got to him, because sometimes we tickle those, if his TISM got to him and he misloaded or missed the round count, we want to make sure those magazines are completely empty and also the rifle is empty. So we'll make sure everybody, hey, let's make sure the bolt is closed on a safe and empty chamber, and we'll start what we call our transition drills with an empty gun. The reason we're doing that is we start with the rifle in our hand. We're simulating that the rifle is empty. We sweep to safety, hear that loud audible click, immediately transition our handgun, and we're going to fire a pair. That's what it's going to look like. So we'll attempt to fire the rifle, transition pistol, fire 2 rounds at the torso, strong hand only in 4 seconds. Strong hand only. So that means we're going to attempt to fire, drop the rifle, bring the gun up, fire 2 rounds with the strong hand only in 4 seconds. After that, you're going to leave the pistol in low ready. So our low ready for the SWAT qual is going to be kind of down here, what we call a compressed or depressed. Maybe it's really sad muzzle, just kind of low down here. Not here, not up here, but basically just down.
Almost like a scanning position.
Yeah, a scanning position. So it simulates where the rifle's gone, it's empty. Oh dear, something's happened bad with my strong hand, so I'm simply going to dump the rifle over to my support hand and fire 2 rounds. So what it sounds like is with the pistol, from the low ready position, fire 2 rounds to the torso, support hand only in 3 seconds. support hand only in 3 seconds. For most normal folks, that's going to be the right hand. But for him, you'll see what it looks like all jacked up. The next drill at the 7-yard line, attempt to fire the rifle, transition to your pistol, fire 2 rounds at a torso, speed reload, or combat reload, or simply reload the pistol as quickly as possible, and fire 2 rounds at a torso in 8 seconds. So again, it's 2. This pistol should be empty, reload quickly, and fire 2 more using both hands. Okay, from the 7 to the 4, while walking from the 7 to the 4-yard line, attempt to fire the rifle, transition to pistol, fire 2 rounds at a torso in 4 seconds. So again, while walking from 7 to 4, you're going to present the rifle on the command, attempt to fire, sweep to safety, press the trigger, should go click, immediately transition handgun and fire 2 rounds at a torso while moving in 4 seconds. At the 4-yard line, attempt to fire the rifle, transition to the pistol, fire 4 rounds to the torso in 5 seconds. Okay, so the old drill used to be attempt to fire the rifle, transition to pistol, fire 1 round right dot, 1 round left dot, and then get your rifle back up and you repeat the drill. Attempt to fire, transition, 1 round, 1 round. Got rid of that just like I did with the rifle because I wanted to see if make sure dudes are maintaining muzzle control, got a good steady grip on their handgun, they're able to fire 4 rounds. Because again, we don't often fire 4 rounds on a piece of paper. Look at any USPSA drill or USPSA scenario, and it's always 2 rounds on a cardboard, 2 rounds on a cardboard, and make the steel fall. So how often do we get to fire 4 rounds with the handgun on a qualification course? Not that many, right, Pete? I thought so. So again, at the 4-yard line, attempt to fire the rifle, transition to pistol, and fire 4 rounds to the torso with the pistol in 5 seconds. Should be easily maintained. At the 4-yard line, we'll attempt to fire the rifle, transition to the pistol, and fire 2 rounds to the head in 3 seconds. So again, attempt to fire the rifle, transition, we're going to fire 2 rounds to the face right here. And why we shoot people in the face? Well, they could be high on potpourri or mushrooms or drinking sham purple. And if the torso shots aren't working, we're immediately going to transition and fire some rounds to the face so we can immediately pull that plug and eliminate that dude from walking forward. And that's a course of fire. Hope you dig it. Hope you like it. If not, build your own, or I'll help you, because we do that sort of thing here at OTG.
We do.
Scan this code. It brings up 2 drills, drill A and drill B. The one I just read you was drill A with the 4 consecutive rounds rifle and pistol.
Yes, indeed. Sham Purple's a new one for me.
Yeah.
I like that. That was truly on the fly. You ready to shoot it?
Let's do it.
All right, so before any qualification, I like to do a PETC, if you want to call it that. I just want to make sure all my shit is right. So I'm going to check my rounds. It says 10 on it. I know I counted 10. I'm going to go ahead and load the handgun first. Press checks are free. Make sure my dot is at the brightness that I want. It's good to go. Mag is seated. And then I'm going to go ahead and check these other 2 mags too. They both say they're at 10 as well. And I know I loaded them to 10, but you don't want to be that guy that gets down the line and doesn't have the right stuff. Now we know the pistol's good. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the rifle. Lock my bolt to the rear. I'm high right. Now I'm high left. Barring something supernatural, that round is in the chamber. Push that forward, we're good to go. Go ahead and make sure my optic is where I want it, brightness wise. It's looking good. If I'm doing a low light qual or a white light qual, I want to check my laser, check my nods, check my batteries on the rest of my stuff. But otherwise, I'm good to go now.
All right, the first drill will be 2 rounds on the torso standing, 2 rounds on the torso kneeling in 10 seconds. 2 standing, 2 kneeling in 10 seconds. Is the shooter ready?
Yep.
Shooter indicates he is ready. Stand by. .621, easy peasy. All right, shooter, the next stage of fire will be, we're going to run from the 50 to the 25, and with the rifle, fire 2 rounds of the torso standing, 2 rounds of the torso kneeling. You have 12 seconds. I'll say it again, you're going to run from the 50 to the 25, fire 2 rounds standing, 2 rounds kneeling. You have 12 seconds. Is shooter ready?
Yep.
Shooter indicates he's ready. Stand by. .875, plenty of time, sir, well done. Barricade, reload, fire 2 rounds, left side, 12 seconds. 2, reload, 2, 12 seconds. Shooter ready?
Yep.
Stand by. .565. We're gonna run to the 15-yard line, fire 2 rounds of the torso standing in 6 seconds. Run to the 15, fire 2 rounds of the torso standing in 6 seconds. Shooter ready? Stand by. 420. With the rifle face to your right, you can take a 90-degree pivot and fire 2 rounds of the torso in 3 seconds. 90-degree pivot, fire 2 rounds of the torso in 3 seconds. Shooter ready? Stand by. 228. Face to your left. Same drill. 90-degree pivot, 2 rounds of the torso, 3 seconds. Shooter ready. Stand by. 221. Very nice, sir. All right, with the rifle, you're going to run to the 7-yard line, fire 2 rounds of the torso, transition to your pistol, fire 2 rounds of the torso. You got 8 seconds. Shooter ready?
Yep.
Stand by. 538. Go ahead and reload that rifle, sir. And if you're shooting a course of fire, you don't do anything with the pistol. You just leave it as is. Don't do any tack reload or anything while the gun's in holster. It's made to run dry at a certain time. All right. 7-yard line. This time you get to run that gun. 4 rounds of the torso, 2 seconds. 4 rounds of the torso, 2 seconds. Notice he's at a good skating position still on the qualification. See, a lot of guys cheat, kind of get the gun up a little bit high. He's still looking over the top of the optic. The gun is presented somewhere on or about the pelvic girdle. All right. 4 rounds of the torso, 2 seconds. Shooter ready. Stand by. 119. Easy peasy. While walking from the 7 to the 4, you're going to fire 2 rounds of the torso, 3 seconds. While walking 7 to 4, 2 rounds of the torso, 3 seconds. Shooter ready. 166. While walking backwards from the 4 to the 7, you're going to fire 2 rounds of the torso in 2 seconds. While walking backwards 4 to 7, you're going to fire 2 rounds of the torso in 2 seconds. Shooter ready. Yep, 181. Stop at the 7. Somewhere on or about. With the rifle, fire 2 rounds of the torso, transition pistol, fire 2 rounds of the torso, 5 seconds. The rifle should be empty. Take a half step up for me, please. There you go. 2 with the rifle, transition 2 with the pistol, rifle should be empty. Shooter ready. Stand by. 298. Make sure your bolt closes on a safe and empty chamber. Attempt to fire the rifle, transition pistol, fire 2 rounds of the torso, strong hand only, 4 seconds. Attempt to fire, transition, 2 rounds, strong hand only. Shooter ready. Stand by. 292. Go ahead and let the rifle hang, get your pistol up and load ready. On the buzzer, transition to your support hand only, fire 2 rounds, support hand only, 3 seconds. Shooter ready. Stand by. 279. Put the pistol away, rifle back up. Make sure you work the slide on the button. There you go. Attempt to fire the rifle, transition to your pistol, fire 2 rounds of the torso, reload, fire 2 rounds of the torso in 8 seconds. Attempt to fire, transition 2, reload 2, 8 seconds. Shooter ready. Stand by. 585. Plenty of time. We need to cut that drill like in half. What do you think, Pete? About a 6-second drill.
It was a little fast.
All right. While walking from the 7 to 4, attempt to fire the rifle, transition pistol, fire 2 rounds of the torso, 4 seconds. While walking, attempt to fire, transition 2 rounds, 4 seconds. Shoot ready. Stand by. 289. Go back to the 4, wherever that is. All right. Attempt to fire the rifle, transition pistol, fire 4 rounds to the torso, 5 seconds. Attempt to fire, transition 4 rounds of the torso in 5 seconds. You better
We
run that.
walk backwards on this one?
No walking. It's static. Standing still, 4 rounds with the pistol. No walking. Shooter ready. Stand by. 241. All right, so we're going to attempt to fire the rifle, transition to pistol, fire 2 rounds to the head in 3 seconds. 2 rounds to the head in 3 seconds. Shooter ready. Stand by. All right, rifle should be empty. That was 248. Shot everything under time. Let's take a look at the paperwork.
So on the shot calling, this was the 50. Remember I said at the beginning of the video, I'm gonna have 1 high left, 1 high. This is my first shot strong hand, and this was one of my offhand shots.
So if we're doing the math on it,
that was one of my 4-round bursts with the rifle.
if we start at 100, it's really easy to go backwards. 99, 98, 97, 96, 95.
It cut the line.
Yeah, it's not cutting the line. I'll call that a 94. It's hitting the line. It didn't cut it. Pete, you're a firearms instructor.
It's a big line, Pete. It's thick. The grease ring, Pete. What about the grease ring?
I'd say it's touching. I said we give it to him.
Oh, man, he gave it to you. All right. So let's go backwards again.
It's a pleasure working with
99, 98, 97, 96, 95.
Not terrible.
So the old qual, remember, it was 80%.
96.
80% to be on the team, and then a 90% to make entry inside of a structure. That was what the standard that we have. We wanted people to be accountable. We want to be accurate. We want to be calm under pressure. I mean, is there any stress involved in that qualification?
No.
Right?
No.
For some people, it would be, right? That's a stressful course of fire. It's quick.
Shooting from the 50, not a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
So for me, the time constraint of 50, it's not a long time constraint, but as someone who basically never shoots from the 50 unless I have to, just in my own training and stuff, this is unsatisfactory to me, and I'm going to haze myself later. But neither here nor there.
All right, and that's the SWAT qualification, or SRT qual. Nice. It only picked up 5 rounds, but y'all shot it at 614. All right, well done. Not bad for your first time. I seen dudes after a whole day of training shoot way worse than that. A whole day of training, way worse than that.
That ain't bad at all, gents.
Nope, it's very good.
Very good stuff. So how did it feel shooting it for the first time?
I definitely like it more than the R quals, because the time constraints are a lot more stringent, which I think is a lot more realistic.
Do all the drills kind of go along with what a typical SWAT dude would experience?
Yeah, very realistic.
Pete, what you think?
Definitely a fun drill to do. Fun qual to do. This is my first time doing it with the new targets. Definitely something you need to stay up to date with, stay consistent in. Otherwise, you're not going to meet the standards you need to meet.
Yeah, and just as a caveat, like Jason's been saying, if you looked at those hits, and that's a real person, those are all rock solid.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic shooting. So to say like, oh, well, they're out of the 5-inch circle, so we got to set an objective standard that's hard, right? That pushes accuracy under time, but that's solid all day long. So, thank y'all for trying it out. Mitchell, anything to add?
No, it's a great drill. Definitely, download it, print it out, order some, go test yourself, evaluate yourself, and all of this crap that looks really cool doesn't really mean anything unless you can perform on paper. So
Performance on demand. Training your kid. Goddamn, that sounds good.
Any closing remarks, Jason?
No, man, great job by everybody. Your qual doing it cold. These guys doing it cold, and because it's 35 degrees out here.
Literally cold.
But an excellent attribute to you guys' ability to train in your kit, performance, like I said, performance on demand, and getting a good result behind it. I would take those shots all day. Like I told you, I'm not blowing smoke. I've seen guys in a SWAT school after training all day for 8 hours in kit, and when we run the SWAT course the first time, it looks way worse than this. We've got DQs and all sorts of things. So great job to both you guys. Well done.
appreciate it, sir.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank y'all for watching.
Let's
and
go eat.
yeah,
Let's go eat.
time to eat lunch.
Yeah, I'm hungry.